Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from T&J, and make sure you hit that like button. We're now here for the playoffs. We are back in the playoffs, so let's just look at how the rest of the league ended and how the other teams finished. So looking at the AFC North, we're gonna go division by division here. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson winning that division, and look at Baker Mayfield clinching a playoff spot in his second year. So looking at the AFC South, the Texans win this division, and the Titans, wow, they get a playoff spot as well, as the Jaguars actually fall off a little bit this year, going 7-9, much like the Vikings did. So look at this division, the AFC East. A team below 500 made the playoffs at 7-9, because remember, Brady did retire, and that just absolutely destroyed the Patriots. 4-12 for them, but the Bills make the playoffs. So going over to the AFC West, the Chargers end up making the playoffs at 9-7. Three teams finished 9-7, and the Chargers come away with the division. So looking at the NFC North, the Packers do not make the playoffs, so we do not have to face Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs again, but the Bears do make it. The NFC South, the Falcons, they take care of this division. And then looking at our division, we take it, but look at this, three teams from the division make the playoffs. The Cowboys and Giants all make the playoffs, as we did lose to the Cowboys, so they're going to be looking for revenge. And then in the NFC West, the Rams take it 13-3 on the season. So let's look at the playoff standings here. So we end up getting the first round bye. We do end up getting second in the NFC, and the Rams get #1 seed. The Falcons, Cowboys, Giants, and Bears all are in the wild card round. So before seeing who is going to advance and we're going to face in the next round, let's just look at the yearly awards. So Deshaun Watson actually wins the MVP. Too bad you can't see their stats from this screen. I don't know why, but he wins MVP. Devontae Freeman actually finishes second. So let's look at Coach of the Year. So Jay Gruden, we do end up winning Coach of the Year there with that 13-3 record. Let's just go to the NFC. The Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC, Devontae Freeman. Let's look at Defensive Player, Ryan Shazier. I don't see any Redskins. Zach Brown's down there, but he's not even close. Nobody in the offense is going to be close for us. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no surprise here, Nathan Russell. Remember, we were pointing him out how good of a year he was having. He wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And looking at Defensive Rookie, looks like Tyron Smith. I think that's how you say it, Tyron Smith or Theron Smith. I'm not really sure, but he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, and none of our defensive rookies end up making that. So let's look at best quarterback, Jared Goff in the NFC. We're just gonna go through these really quick to see if we got any guys on here at all. So Brandon Sheriff actually competed for the best offensive lineman. I'm pretty surprised there. He kind of struggled down the stretch a little bit. Defensive line, nobody on these squads. I mean, look at best DB, DJ Swearinger. I mean, no surprise here. He had a huge year, and him and Fabian Morrow actually had a really big year. So I mean, I'm not really surprised. But Dustin Hopkins wins best kicker, so that's pretty good. So we get a best defensive back and a best kicker. So looking at the wild card round, the Chargers went up against the Browns, and the Chargers do beat the Browns. Looking at the NFC here, the Giants and the Falcons, and look at the Giants, they beat the Falcons by a touchdown, so they move on. The Titans play the Bills, and the Titans do beat the Bills by 6, and the Cowboys beat the Bears by 5. So 3 of the NFC East teams advance and make it to the divisional round. So looking at who we are facing, we're facing the Cowboys, and remember, they did beat us. But one thing to hang your hat on is that their offense didn't really do too much versus us. So if we put up points, we could beat them. And remember, Alex Smith is returning for the playoffs, so we do have our quarterback back. But look at this wave of teams that made the playoffs. I think in real life, I would only guess maybe the Chargers and Rams would make it, but all these teams end up making it, and it's an NFC East pretty much dominated playoffs. So we're gonna get into this game versus the Cowboys at home, though we do have home field advantage, so let's hop into it. So a lot of storylines in this game, and the big one is Alex Smith's back. But not only Alex Smith, Paul Richardson is back. Darius Geis is actually going to return next week. So a lot of guys just returning from injury. So we have, for the first time, we pretty much have our full offense healthy except Geis. And I like Wayne Gallman right now. I think I'm sticking with him as a starter anyway when Geis returns. And I just like being back at full strength. It's going to feel good going into the playoffs, going up against a division foe in the Cowboys. And here we are starting out this game with a Ryan Kerrigan sack, as Dak Prescott, not impressive this year, hasn't really put up too many big numbers, but just done enough to get them in the playoffs and in the NFC divisional game. So now on a 3rd and 17, throwing out to the flats, but that's definitely not going to be enough for the first down. So here comes Alex Smith out onto the field leading this team, and I've needed him as Joshua Dobbs has struggled as a starter. So now here we go, running the ball with Gallman there, didn't come up with anything. And remember, this defensive line is really good. And on a 3rd down, throwing the ball across the middle to Jamison Crowder, and that's just a throw that Joshua Dobbs could not make. That was in the middle of traffic, in a place where only Crowder can get it, and we get a face mask penalty and another 15 yards. So here on a 1st and 10, rolling out and picking up a couple of yards is Alex Smith. So on a 2nd and 6, running the ball up the middle with Chris Thompson, and that's a 1st down, 8 yards on that carry. So now on a 2nd and 10, under center, corner blitz from the left side, throwing right at the blitz, and Jordan Reed, who's actually healthy in this game as well, he picks up the 1st down. So now at the 10-yard line, trying to run the ball up the middle, tackled by DeMarcus Lawrence, but look, there's a holding call, and this comes back to the 20. So now on a 1st and 20, here's Alex Smith throwing the ball to Paul Richardson, who's back from injury, and he picks up a lot of yards, and that speed, I've definitely missed it. He picks up 17 off of just a route going across the middle. So now on a 3rd and 6, here he is rolling out to the right side and finding Richardson once again in the back of the end zone, on the side of the end zone, and he keeps his feet in bounds, holds on to the ball, and that's a great sign because, man, has it been tough winning these games, coming down the stretch, not having an offense that can score points. And on our first possession of Alex Smith's return, we get a touchdown. So now here's Dallas back out onto the field, and remember, they have Tyler Croft at tight end. He picks up the catch on that one. So here he is one more time getting another catch, and that's a 1st down. So now at the 37, play action fake. Here's Prescott throwing him across the middle, and he finds Allen Hurns there for another 1st down. So a couple plays later here on a 2nd and 4, here is Ezekiel Elliott picking up no yards on that one. Tackle for loss that time by DJ and Kerrigan. So now on a 3rd and 7, Dak finds his receiver open over the top of J.J. Marble. That was a great throw on that one. And then Ezekiel Elliott finishes off this drive and ties this game up at 7 apiece. So now, can this offense stay hot? And here is a good start. Wayne Gallman back out onto the field, picking up a 1st down on his 1st carry. So now play action fake under center here from the 38-yard line as the 1st quarter is about to expire. Look at Jamison Crowder getting open behind the defense, and that's 6 for 6 for 100 yards to start this game. This is what you want from a quarterback in the playoffs. So now we are inside of their territory at the 23-yard line. Here's Alex Smith throwing to the right side. He stays perfect, 7 for 7, and that's another catch by Jamison Crowder. But an interesting development, Ramon Foster actually got hurt on that last play, and he actually fractured his arm. So now Rory Stair, the rookie, remember, he hasn't played all year. We drafted him early in this. We drafted him in the 2nd round, and now he finally gets his opportunity to play. And here on the next play, Jamison Crowder gets open on the slant route, and that's a touchdown. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, as we go up 14-7, as Alex Smith has 2 early touchdown passes. So here is Ezekiel Elliott out on the next drive, trying to run the ball that time, not picking up anything. So on a 3rd and 8, here's Prescott rolling out to the right and throwing that way. He's throwing the ball to the other team. That's us. That's Troy Apke. There, he's had a great season, his first year being the starter at safety, and look at the range he has here. He had to run all the way to the wheel route, and he covered it flawlessly. You know, he's got 95 speed. He can keep up with anybody, and he comes up with the turnover. So now Alex Smith comes out on the next drive. Can he make it 3 touchdowns on his first 3 drives? Not a bad start, getting it out to Thompson that time on the 7-yard carry. So now on a 3rd and 3 here is Thompson running the ball up the middle, and that's not enough. So we do line up to go for it on a 4th and 2, just out of field goal range, and Chris Thompson picks up yet another first down, another big catch from him, and this offense is looking good early. So now on a play action fake, first down, trying to throw the ball away, and I have no idea why we got stuck in that animation. Taco Charlton comes up with the sack, but we obviously threw the ball away. So now on a 2nd and 18, here's Paul Richardson getting a reception and getting inside the 30-yard line, but he is shaken up, but he is all right on that play. But man, that guy is made of glass. He gets hurt so much, just like Darius Geis. Those two are always hurt. So now on a 2nd and 5, inside the 20-yard line, throwing the ball across the middle. Look at Jamison Crowder. He gets some running room and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. And I think nobody has missed Alex Smith more than Jamison Crowder, as he's now over 100 yards with that catch. And that is 3 touchdown passes for Alex Smith already. So now here in the middle of the 2nd quarter here, winding down under 4 minutes on a 3rd and 13, Ezekiel Elliott gets the pass but cannot pick up the first down. So now they punt the ball away. So can we make it 4 touchdowns here on the first 4 drives, as Wayne Gallman picks up a nice gain on that one. But on a 3rd and 3 under center here, running a Texas route with Vernon Davis out of the backfield, and that was dangerous, but that's a nice accurate throw by Alex Smith as he moves the chain. So now here Alex Smith sees one-on-one coverage with Paul Richardson, but that's going to be his first completion. But I like the idea on that throw. So now on a 3rd and 5 here, throwing the ball to the outside, but Jamison Crowder, you don't see many of those. That was an accurate pinpoint throw, but dropped by Jamison Crowder, and we do have to settle for the field goal. So now here come the Cowboys back out on the next drive, losing 3 yards on the screenplay that time. But on a 2nd and 13, here's Dak Prescott rolling out to the left side, and he's going to chuck this one deep, and look who's wide open. That's Allen Hurns, gets behind the defense, and somehow he comes up with that catch. Dak Prescott actually threw that flat-footed, not even pointing his shoulders forward, and had all that steam on that throw to get it to him. And now they're set up inside the 5-yard line on a 2nd and goal, and here they convert to Quincy Enunwa, beating Josh Norman on that one. And now it's a 10-point lead, as we could have had a touchdown on the last drive, but now it's just a 10-point lead. So now here's Alex Smith back out onto the field with under a minute left. We have 3 timeouts, so we can maybe put together a 1-minute drive, but taking a sack isn't going to help. So on a 3rd and 13, throwing the ball across the middle, but Paul Richardson comes up with it, and he cannot get the first down. So actually the Cowboys were calling timeouts there, and then we punt the ball away, and then they run the ball. It's kind of questionable, but we do end up going into halftime after that play with a 24-14 lead. So now to start the second half, we want to kind of establish this run game a little bit, maybe get Wayne Gallman a little bit more involved, but the passing game is working as we get that pass over to Josh Doxson for the first down to start the second half. So here's Alex Smith throwing the ball across the middle, and Doxson again picking up another first down. So our philosophy, I think, has changed just a little bit because this passing game is just working. So now on a 3rd and 14, throwing the ball to the left side, and Jordan Reed's getting it. Everybody's getting involved. Everybody's moving the chains, as now we're into enemy territory. So now on a 1st and 5, throwing the ball to Jamison Crowder, but he takes a big hit on the whip route. He catches it and fumbles, and Kenny Vaccaro forces it and recovers it. And that's a costly turnover as we were driving. And those are the type of plays that can change momentum in the game, as now that puts the Cowboys back into the game. So now on a play action first down, Jonathan Allen getting in for the sack. Don't see many plays from him, but he comes up with a big sack on that one. So now on a 2nd and 19, here's Ezekiel Elliott getting the ball, and he's getting a nice 9-yard carry after the sack, so making up for it. So now on a 3rd and 10, here's Tyler Kroft getting it, trying to spin away from Josh Norman, can't do it, and they have to punt the ball away to the Redskins. So now here's Gallman getting the handoff. Like I said, I want to get him going, and he picks up a nice gain of 10. So now on a 2nd and 10 here, after the first down, throwing the ball across the middle to Jamison Crowder, and he puts on a move on the defender, and he puts on another move, and wow, Jamison Crowder is having himself a game, as now he is at 154 yards, 2 touchdowns off of 7 receptions, and he's just having the game of his career here in the playoffs. So here's Jamison Crowder once again getting the ball, and he's picking up 7 on that one. So now on a 2nd and 3, here is Chris Thompson getting the handoff up the middle, and he's getting it to the 5-yard line and getting the first down. So now on a 3rd and goal, throwing the ball across the middle, and Paul Richardson actually steals that one away, and I believe that was actually Morgan Moses on that play going out for that pass. That was a lineman for sure, but we pick up the touchdown. So now it's a 17-point lead, rounding out the 3rd quarter, as here's Tyler Kroft. He's having such a big game. He breaks a tackle and gets a big gain on that one. So now on a 3rd and 8, a couple plays later, here's Kroft. We cannot guard this guy in this game. He is just getting open play after play, as here the Cowboys are rolling, and look at Zeke breaking tackles and moving his way into the end zone for the 20-yard run. And man, Zeke is a beast. I'm telling you, they've run the ball so much in this game, and he still finds a way. Even though we stack the box, he still finds a way to get it done. So now back out on offense. Can we put together another scoring drive, as there Alex Smith runs out of bounds for a 4-yard gain? But on a 3rd and 7, throwing the ball across the middle, Paul Richardson, the intended target, and he is severely overthrown on that one, as that's an easy interception, and the Cowboys are now set up. So here is this Cowboys offensive line. The Cowboys actually have the #1 defense in this franchise. They rank #1, and they're showing that they can force turnovers even on a bad throw. They just take advantage, and now they're set up nicely. But on the next play, 1st and 10 from the 19, that's picked off by Derek Johnson, and he's going to try to take this one back, and Dak is going to catch up with him and bring him down, as now we are set up here at the 32-yard line. What a swing of momentum. So now here on a 1st and 10, getting the ball to Wayne Gallman, and he's picking up a nice 15-yard carry on that one as he moves the ball to the 16. So now on a 1st and 10 from the 16, swinging it out to Wayne Gallman, and look at Gallman putting on a move on the defender, and he breaks a tackle, gets into the end zone, and wow, what a game Alex Smith is having. 5 touchdown passes here in his return in the playoffs, and that is a 17-point lead here for the Redskins. But this Dallas offense has been heating up a little bit as they complete the pass that time to the outside to Quincy Enunwa on the next play, 1st and 10. Here's Enunwa once again picking up another first down. So now past the 50-yard line, here is Dak throwing across the middle, and that's going to be an interception dropped by DJ Swearinger. So now on a 3rd and 10, throwing the ball deep, and look who's wide open, who's had every catch pretty much on this drive. Enunwa, 3 big ones, as look at this, Norman just gets beat off of the line and just lets him run past him, and that's a touchdown. So now it's back down to a 10-point lead here on the next drive, throwing the ball to Paul Richardson. It's going to be picked off again. So this one is tipped around and picked off. Wow. So even in a game when Alex Smith has 5 touchdown passes, here he is throwing 3, count them, 3 interceptions. So now here, Dak comes back out on the next drive. He gets it completed to Tyler Kroft over the middle. So now on a 3rd and 3, throwing the ball to the right side. That one's knocked away from Enunwa by Josh Norman as this drive continues on a 4th and 3. And they run the ball up the middle, and they pick it up. And that's Ezekiel Elliott. We didn't expect them to really run that ball, but they did, and that's a first down. So now 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Dak Prescott rolling out to the right side, finding some running room, and he gets hit, and the ball is out and on the ground, and DJ Swearinger forces it, and JJ Marble falls on it. Take a look. He just hits him where the ball is, and the ball comes out, and that is going to be a crucial turnover late in this game. So here, back out on the next drive, here's Alex Smith on a play action, and he's taking a sack that time. And not as many sacks as before that we were taking the last couple games, but Alex Smith is doing a good job of play action. And on a 3rd and 23, just trying to throw the ball deep. We had nothing to lose on that one. That's just as good as a punt. And there is actually the 3rd interception of the game. So now here on a 1st and 10, here is Dak Prescott running the ball this time, and almost he's close to taking another hit and fumbling away another turnover. So now here on a 1st and 10, 4 minutes left at the 49-yard line, throw the ball across the middle, and another completion. So can they put some points on the board here, because they're moving the ball pretty easily here in this second half, as here is Prescott rolling out to the left side and avoiding the big hit. And he is holding on to that ball, but he better be careful there, because we're coming for the ball. And on a 3rd and 5, running the ball up the middle, and Zeke does get stopped, and they do have to settle for the field goal. So now it's just a 7-point game as we come back out on offense. And here's Chris Thompson getting going as we're trying to milk the clock, running into the 2-minute warning there. And they have all 3 timeouts. So on the 1st and 10 on the next play, here's Chris Thompson staying in bounds, falling down without taking a hit, and he forces Dallas to use a timeout. So now after the first down, they use another one. 2nd and 10, he runs it up the middle, Chris Thompson that is, and he picks up yet another first down, and that burns the last timeout, as the Cowboys have to use all of their timeouts, but it's just not enough, as the Redskins hold on for the victory. And what a game, what a game. Alex Smith had 5 touchdown passes, and you can just see the difference between Alex Smith and Joshua Dobbs. It's dramatic, as he was making throws that Dobbs could not make. The play action was working. Everything was working. Jamison Crowder was on. We did have Paul Richardson back, and that was a big boost, but we did lose a lineman in Ramon Foster, and Rory Stair is going to have to step up at left guard, but he has the pass blocking skills, he has the run blocking power and the pass blocking power, but can he really just slot in there and make it work? I mean, it's gonna be it's tough when you put a new lineman in there. They always get exposed, but he did pretty good this game. He gave up 2 sacks, but it's expected in this game. But I mean, a great playoff win here as we move on to the NFC Championship, and we'll see who we play, because is it going to be the Rams? Remember, they went 13-3 during the regular season, or will it be somebody else? We never know. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. That was a big W. Let's go. NFC Championship coming at you next episode, so stay tuned. Let's go.